welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and this is Dimir Reanimator on behalf of Tales of Adventure, who I'm excited to announce starting today is now a sponsor of this channel. You can now use code BOSH at toamagic.com for 5% off your order moving forward. Happy shopping, everyone. This deck I'm playing for TOA was the deck that has had its foot on the neck of Legacy for the last 9-10 months. First it was Grief. Then it was Grief and Psychic Frog. Then it was just Psychic Frog. And now there's no Grief or Psychic Frog, but the shell is figured out. This tight reanimation package of 4 Troll of Khazad Dum and then the 2 monsters to grab with your 4 Entombs is pretty well solved at this point. Reanimate decks no longer need to play 6 or 7 monsters to hit with their Faithless Lootings. They don't want them in their hand ever, basically. Having the 2 in here and then Troll of Khazad Dum, just 4 polluted deltas in your deck that turn on Reanimate for a giant, potentially game-ending monster. That's that part of the deck that we all know about. The part that's been hit with multiple bans over the last 6 months is the creature part of the deck. Like I said, it was Grief for a while, then it was Psychic Frog, and now we don't have either of those cards. What are people doing to fill in the space? Psychic Frog was obviously the perfect thing because it is blue for Force of Will. It's an unbound discard outlet if you happen to draw one of your monsters. And there's nothing that quite fills all of the gaps at the same time. I've seen Tamiyo, Murktide Regent, Brazen Borrower get played to fill in the blue count. I've seen cards like Ledger Shredder get played to fill in the discard. I had not until this MTGO trophy dump seen Jace Vryn's Prodigy back in the mix. This list comes from Eternal Weekend champion Larson, who has 1 JVP in the mix, and I love that card. This just illustrates how desperate this deck is for a Psychic Frog. People out here playing Legend Shredder and Jace Vryn's Prodigy in Legacy again. But anything to catch that high. The nut draw of this deck is still exactly intact. Entomb, Reanimate with Force of Will or Daze Protection, or even Thoughtseize into Entomb, Reanimate. There's multiple lines where you just have Archon or Atraxa and play on turn 2 with protection. That part is easy. Nothing changed. How we fill in the gaps for when that gets stuffed, how we play fair magic while supporting unfair magic, that's the interesting part of this deck. 1 big Barrogoyf in the main. Other top decks right now include Red Stompy and Eldrazi. Barrogoyf is good against those. JVP, I just shouted him out. He is a looter and he's blue. Brazen Borrower, I like the high Brazen Borrower count. There's 2 of these, even if it's just because it's blue. I like that better than something like Orcish Bowmaster, which we find in the sideboard of this build. Normally 20 is the responsible Force of Will blue count, and there are 21 blue cards in this deck. So we're there. We checked a box. I'm just going to get in and play some Reanimator. Let's do it. This is from Tales of Adventure. I'm on the play in round 1 with a hand that I am going to keep. I don't have protection, and I don't have my second land for Animate Dead, but sending the Entomb turn 1 can invest in the future. Then any land I draw for the rest of the game threatens a massive swing. And if I miss, okay, I'll cast Ponder. And then we're digging. The alternative here is to just cast Ponder, or I could fetch for Undercity Sewers in the end step, but I think the high roll, high velocity, if this is a deck like Red Stompy or Eldrazi, I would like to be putting them in check as soon as possible and playing to the high roll rather than the stability. Opponent's on 6 and they have a Scalding Tarn. I am going to cast my Entomb in the end step. If it gets dazed, if it gets forced, that is interaction they have to spend now. If it's a mirror match and they reanimate my monster because I can't capitalize, embarrassing, but fair. Or is pitching Dress Down. Okay. Dress Down's an interesting card to be in a deck. Is this Dreadnought and I got super lucky to fade Stifle on my land? Or is this some sort of Jeskai control deck? Alright, gotta shuffle this. I was hoping to just find the land of Thoughtseize here, and I still might. All right, kinda. Troll of Khazad Dum. Yeah, I'll put that in the bin. It's kind of like drawing it. Are you a control deck or are you a tempo deck with Dreadnought? Those are kind of the two options at this point. And this is, of course, the strength of a combo tempo deck. This Entomb was basically Hymn to Turok at instant speed in their first end step, and now I'm just building up to this Troll of Khazad Dum and Barogoyf. They have 4 cards in their hand, and I've invested a monster in the graveyard. I'm basically ready to party here, unless they dumpster me over the top. Even if they do put a Dreadnought into play this turn, though, I have Thoughtseize to check their hand, Fatal Push the Dreadnought. At 2 mana, there's not a lot I'm worried about. I wouldn't love getting Wastelanded here. Maybe I should have kept the Troll, just as Wasteland insurance. Got a little cocky with that Surveil to the graveyard. Mystical Archive, or Meticulous Archive. Have I ever gotten the name of this card right? Meticulous Archive continues telling the story that this is Azoria's Dreadnought. They kept their top card. Tamiyo. If they have the Brainstorm immediately, that will be disappointing. Okay. Could Wasteland them. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to Wasteland right now before I cast a spell that's dazable. Now I'll Thoughtseize you. They might try to Brainstorm in response here. Oh wow, nothing of the sort. I think I just want to take their... This is actually close. The Ponder could dig them into more action to play the game. The Plow answers the Troll, which is the plan that I've made. Yeah, I'll take the Plow and then push Tamiyo. Okay, ship it. Pretty good turn. Yeah, this is just Jeskai control. I was going to say the Snapcaster Mage, and kind of tells the story that this is not Dreadnought. This is some sort of Jeskai, maybe mid-range, maybe control. They might have Stoneforge, they might not. Hit the land right away. Powerful. That means the next land goes Snap Plow and clears my Troll. Don't love that. And they did not shuffle Ponder. Oh, Reanimate. That lets me move a little more efficiently. Okay, I'm going to Ponder first. If I spike a Wasteland here, that makes this game pretty smooth. Or an Entomb. Okay, I'll take this Entomb. And I guess I'll just Entomb in their upkeep. So if they force a negation their hand down to nothing, what am I worried about? Spell Pierce? Yeah, it's Spell Pierce, which I'd rather have them tap mana on their own turn for that. Okay, that's fine. That was part of the plan. And Brainstorm. Now, we don't know if Snapcaster Mage is in their hand anymore, but it's going to be somewhere. We know Snap Plow is active. I'm going to reanimate Troll of Khazad Dum. Is Tamiyo optional? Because this flips back into its owner's control. No, this is not optional. Okay, so that's a little awkward. I could also just animate dead. Use the least efficient one first. They pass the turn, just holding up Snap Plow or Snap Pierce. The top card right now is Ponder. There's that Ponder. I'm going to cast that now, because if I find a Daze or anything else useful... Okay, I found a Brainstorm. I'm into that. Brainstorm will see a new card here. All right, I'll attack first. If they drew a Plow since my last spell... Okay, they're willing to take that damage. Let's see if they're willing to Snap Spell Pierce my Brainstorm instead of Snap Plowing my threat, because I left land on top. If they counter this... Okay, they did not counter that. And put back 2 Reanimates. Play the land, pass. This Wasteland's really good. Taking a control deck off white when you're about to drop Barogoyf is a big game. Ooh, Flame of Anor. Okay. They're a wizard deck, Harry. Okay, so that was a disciplined using their life total as a resource, ignoring Snapcaster Mage to take 5 to reload a bit. And now if they have something like the Wandering Emperor or Supreme Verdict that's online, looks like they're just main phasing the Plow at this point. Right, Troll's out of here. I'm going to fetch in my upkeep. They're not fetching like they're a back to basics deck, so I'm not going to fetch like they're a back to basics deck either. Nasty. All right. Wasteland your untapped Tundra. Play Barogoyf. Hope you Force of Will it. We're in with Barogoyf. This is where the Swords to Plowshares count matters a lot. If they just have a Plow, I'm back in trouble. If they don't, I'm doing great. This is a 5/6. Flame of Anor can't even kill it. Moment of truth. Is this thing going to successfully turn sideways? Ooh. No blocks. We're getting a hit, which means we might get a card. Yes, use the ability. Missed on creatures completely. Love that for me. Animating their Tamiyo is something I can do. Or I could save this. Yeah, I'm going to chill. Like, I could just make decisions that don't draw 3 cards in a turn, which is only awkward if I draw one of the 2 Brainstorms still in my deck. All right, rebought Flame of Anor rather than Swords to Plowshares. Opponent is gaming. Wonder if they have a Lightning Bolt to finish off Goyf. But I did hold this Reanimate, and I have this Daze as well. They better have a land to go with it if their plan is to Flame plus Bolt. Oh wait, the Plow got exiled from Snapcaster. There is no Plow there. I see what they're doing now. They're making the play that is actually available to them rather than the one that's in my brain. That makes more sense now. Uh-oh. Bad news, homie. Attack with Barrowboy. In block plus Flame works here, but Force of Will gets that. I could also just Reanimate. Okay, I am actually going to force this. And if they fight back, that's fine. If they don't, they're in trouble. Okay, force. So they're going to draw 2 cards here. I hope one of them's not Swords to Plowshares. And then I reanimate my Barrowgoyf after they trade Snapcaster for it. Okay, there's that trade. And then I'll reanimate. Oh, wait, I can... This is so much better. I'll reanimate Snapcaster, then snap reanimate Barrowgoyf. Reanimate Snapcaster. Then snap target reanimate. And I'm going to play out my land because we've seen multiple Spell Pierces in their list. I've built decks around this interaction before. Snap reanimate. Hey, the basic island there to save me. I did mill 2 Underground Seas, so going for the Spell Pierce there was actually really heads up by them. If I didn't have basic island still in the deck, I actually would have been out of fetchables there. Ponder. They missed the window to Terminus me, a card that I'd be surprised if they have. They did find a second white source. If their last card in hand is Supreme Verdict, we suddenly have a game. That would be insane runs, if true, but I mean, this is why we play Jeskai Control. Okay, it's not Supreme Verdict, it can't be. Can't be Wrath of the Skies. They could Plow Barrowgoyf and be at 2 to the Snapcaster. Did not shuffle Ponder. Danger, danger. Okay. Well, it's a card draw contest from here. That's almost good. It's almost checkmate. Instead, it is bad. The difference between 4 and 5 mana. Yo, the Snapcaster from the opponent for Flame of Anor. Gross. All right, they chose not to play around Daze from this spot, which they're not going to get punished for. This is crazy, though. I think they are officially ahead at this point. Roasted. You asshole. Okay. Brazen Borrowers are in my deck. I could just flash one in for the final 3 points at some point. Tamiyo. I don't think I can actually beat that card. I can't give them another engine. Flame of Anor's drawn like 6 cards this game. Flame to draw 2 cards in response. You're digging for that out to Tamiyo. Or that protection for Tamiyo. Definitely behind. Reanimates are good draws. Any threat is a good draw, really. At 2 life, the fetches and forces, there's a cap on how many of those can still happen in the game. And I'm at 28 from all the plows and Barrowgoyf hits. I'm going to save that for when I draw a threat. I want to clear the way and deploy my threat all at the same time. What if I could Thoughtseize myself and they lose 2 life? That would be the perfect play. Hello, Archon of Cruelty. Welcome to my hand. The run bad's catching up to me. Well, there's that card that I was worried about before, and I'm still worried about now. Force of Will I can't cast. Right now I wish my deck had Show and Tell in it. That would be the perfect draw right now. And the third Tamiyo, here on turn 14, has finally generated the first clue token. Brainstorm. That card is good. Would they just counter it? I'm going to Thoughtseize now, because I think this Brainstorm is really important. Snapcaster. What does Snapcaster do? Flame of Anor, Spell Pierce. Probably Spell Pierces. Yeah, let this resolve. It could Brainstorm and just flip Tamiyo. It does appear to be what's happening. And they don't even have to cast it now. They could let Thoughtseize resolve and then Brainstorm after. That is what's happening. Okay, I'll take the Swords to Plowshares, then I'll cast a Brainstorm. Oh, baby. Okay, Archon of Cruelty. Put back. Reanimate. And then just wait. Yeah, if they find a blue card off their Brainstorm, I am smoked. Oh, wait. I could make sure Entomb resolves in the end step. Yeah, if they brainstorm, flip Tamiyo. Oh, Tamiyo can't minus because she hasn't plus yet. Okay, that's actually a huge deal. Okay, I'm going to float Reanimate on top of the deck, and I'm going to do it all at once. Okay. I know they have one Force of Will. Oh, they never cast their Brainstorm. They forgot. Wow. Okay. That is interesting. That means Tamiyo didn't flip. They left back a Snapcaster Mage as well. What's that doing? Okay, I mean, this is what I have. I'm going to Entomb, I'm going to Reanimate, and I'm going to hope they don't have 2 counterspells in their hand. There's the hard cast Force of Will. Here's my pitch cast Force of Will. Flooded Strand and 1 unknown. They can redraw, but they can't fetch and force this turn because they're at 2. Archon of Cruelty. And this doesn't get spell pierced either. Played around it. Here's the fetch. If they have like Counterspell or Dovin's Veto, that'll work here. Okay, the clue token should not matter unless... Oh, Force of Negation is live. We're in! Oh my goodness, what a game. I suspect the MTGO lag had something to do with them forgetting to brainstorm. It's been kind of rough the past week or so. Okay, Flusterstorm I like. Control is rough in these current metagame. This deck is just relentless. Like, my opponent basically drew everything they needed to on every turn of that game. Like, we Thoughtseize them on, what was that, turn 2 and knew everything, and their hand was trash, and then it was just a flurry of Fluster's Plows, Flame of Anors reloaded to actually put me behind, and then I had to wiggle my way out. And still, it was, like, pretty comfortable at the end. I think I'm going to shave 2 of my Animate Deads. Sometimes you can partial juke versus a deck like this, but you could also just play your most efficient spells and rock with it. Knowing they have Snap, Flame of Anor as a line means that Daze could be live as late as turn 5. That's pretty exciting. Guess I don't really need Fatal Push here. Oh, they have that Tamiyo. I did Fatal Push a Tamiyo. That probably was a big deal that game. I'm just figuring out if I can keep a 6th animation spell. It's probably Daze that I would cut then. Alright. Here we go. Reanimator keeps these. The Wasteland Troll for mana hands comes with the territory. Wasteland pass. Now they have to think about if they're even going to fetch the Surveil land that they probably were planning to get. It didn't fetch at all. Basic Island from hand. Playing around it. I'm just going to get Underground Sea. Entomb, Reanimate, Force of Will. Okay. I could spend this turn pondering. If I find another land, I can Entomb, Reanimate, Flusterstorm, Force of Will. How many layers do I think I want here? I play Thoughtseize. I'm going to ponder. I'll take my time to do this right. Look at this. Thoughtseize and the 3rd land, both cards that I wanted. And passing the turn. Colorless mana is not part of my plan at all. Every card I cast this game is going to cost B. Exactly B. Or U. Ridiculous Archive. Wasteland U. They knew that was coming. They binned a Scalding Tarn, though, which makes me think they don't actually need lands. But I know that I'm about to send it. Okay, Thoughtseize you. Thoughtseize I like more than relying on the counterspells because you get so many... You get so much more information, like Fairy Macabre is a card that I can want to fight over now. I'm going to Fluster this Pierce. And the hand is 4th Aerolingus and Lorien Revealed. Holy smokes. They look super dead, I'm going to be honest. Well, I certainly didn't need lands. I'm actually going to take Lorien Revealed because that turns off blue card for Force. And if they just want to, like, make 1 horse and start galloping, I could even force that, honestly. They kept the card on top. Okay, they don't want to make a horse. In my upkeep, Entomb. Just make sure I don't draw the monster. I think I want Atraxa on this board. I would rather just have more action rather than play the game super quickly. Do I cycle this Troll? I'm probably going to get a land off Atraxa anyway, but if I don't... Interesting. I will cycle the Troll. Reanimate Atraxa. Flame of Anor, target player draws 2 cards. I'm not going to fight over that. Okay. Force of Will. Wasteland. Ponder Barrogoyf in the grip. That's a full 7 with double force, double blue card. Ponder resolves. Swords to Plowshares decks with card advantage can overcome an Atraxa. My Atraxa hit was really good though. Generally, you want to plow it in response to its trigger. And by now I have the force up and they know it. I'll flush out the force that they know about. If they have Pyroblast or something, I'll show them the force they didn't know about. It's Spell Pierce. And now there's one card in their hand I don't know. I'm going to waste this Thundering Falls before combat. I just want to minimize their options. I can't take them off white, so I'll just take them off what I can. Now my options are play Barrogoyf to put lethal on the board, or hold it back to play around a sweeper, and I'm just going to present lethal. They do have a second white source if there's a Supreme Verdict in the mix here. It would have to be the one unknown card in their hand. Flame of Anor to draw 2 cards. Their best hit here is Plow to clear Atraxa, then they're just getting goifed. Alright, Tamiyo, remember when I left in Fatal Push at the last possible moment? Just in case of Tamiyo? The lethal Fatal Push. Ka-chow! Okay, GG. That second game was just about patience and layering my 3 levels of protection, and I actually did need it all. And then I needed 2 more layers after my thing happened, so that was just about waiting a turn or 2 rather than sending it as fast as possible and checking your boxes. On to the next one. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in round 2, and this is a hand that would be perfect with Psychic Frog. This is where the deck took a hit. This hand actually does very little. I'm not sure if I'm going to mull it. I'm actually going to keep. I'm just going to play Pluto Delta and pass. Oh, yikes. Well, now we're in some trouble. What I'm going to do here is play Pluto Delta and pass, and hope to find a Brainstorm or an Entomb as soon as possible. I'm not going to fetch the Surveil land right away because there's only one in this list, and having access to it makes Brainstorm into an Entomb for me. Okay, their Devourer exiled 2 Kozilek's commands and a Petal. They're either desperately digging for lands or they don't think they're going to need that graveyard hate here. I hope I can prove them wrong. The million IQ play would have been dazing this once upon a time if I think they actually are just desperately digging for lands. Sowing Mycospawn. Well, I'm not prepared to beat a Chalice of the Void with any version of my hand, so now I actually will fetch the Surveil land and then pick it up with Daze. Sewer. Please show me Atraxa. Please show me Atraxa. Thoughtseize. I'll actually keep Thoughtseize on top because taking one of their monsters and reanimating it is a line. They didn't have Spirit Guide. That's good. I'm drawing Thoughtseize and I'm just going to cast it. Oh, wait. I'm something of a Thoughtseizable character myself. Hold on. Everyone screaming at their monitors at home was right. I should have just played Pluto Delta and passed. Fuck. Alright, that was bad. I could have replayed... Yeah, damn it. Alright, that was bad. I should have just played Pluto Delta and passed here. Well, I at least pumped the brakes before it was too late. But opening myself up to Wasteland here was just sloppy. These are the creative lines you have to have at the front of your mind now that we don't have Psychic Frog, just making it very easy to get a monster into your graveyard. Thoughtseizing yourself is ancient Reanimator technology. I care a lot about Kozilek's Command, Thought-Knot Seer, and Chalice of the Void right now. I care a little bit about Wasteland, Eldrazi Temple, Moment of Truth. Please play Fleshraker and pass. God damn it. Alright, I deserve everything that happens to me. I mean, I couldn't play around this. Thoughtseizing them, which was my default, would have played around this. I think you take Thoughtseize from this hand. Yep, there it goes. Draw Thoughtseize? Okay. Undercity Sewer, hope for a miracle. Animate dead to the graveyard. And we're basically dead at this point. Because now they're into Sowing Mycospawn, and then I won't have lands anymore. Devourer could kill an Archon or an Atraxa even if I have one. Hey, they're waiting to kick the Myco spawn, which hopefully I can punish, and this Wasteland helps a lot. Give me that Cavern of Souls. You settle down. Oh, stop it. All right, I'm done. Okay, the Thoughtseize didn't actually end up ruining me. Like, I guess I could have Thoughtseized my Archon, and then they strip Reanimate, and then, yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to main phase, but then they know how to use a Kozilek's return. I don't know. My brain definitely did a little dance for a second there, though. Okay, Consign to Memory, Fatal Push, Dismember Murktide Barrogoy for all things that I enjoy here. Daze is pretty bad. Even on the play, they're a mana ramp deck full of Cavern of Souls. How far off the monsters do I want to go? I still want kind of a lot of monsters. I think Jace Vryn's Prodigy is not going to be the one here. Engineered Explosives could clear Chalice of the Void. That's about it. All right. Here we go. Now I know the matchup. I won't keep a hand that's quite so dirtily. Okay, I have a removal spell. This is a lot of cantrips. I will keep this. I kept a 7 with Devourer. I think I want to play Undercity Sewers. Just get that started. Barrogoyf, keep that on top. That is one of the cards that I like in this matchup. I can Force of Will a Chalice of the Void, which would be devastating for my hand. Their Devourer triggers. Ooh. Exile a Leyline of the Void. That means there are Leyline of the Voids in the deck. I have my Brazen Borrowers and my creatures in to give as much respect to that as I can, but glad it didn't happen. Cavern Petal. Okay, Chalice of the Void. As I said, I'm not in a position to beat this card. All right, I'm drawing Big Barrogoyf. I think I'm just going to play Polluted Delta and pass, because I can Brainstorm, fetch away the Brainstorm cards, Fatal Push a 4-drop. If they do something like Thought-Knot Seer here. I have Ugin. Now anything could happen. Green in the pool. Hate that. Okay, I'm going to Brainstorm now, see if I can spike a Consign or an Entomb Reanimate. Okay. I'll put back Barrogoyf and Fatal Push. These are no longer the plan. Okay, this shit happens. Wasteland is the get. Okay, they'd have to have Fairy, Macabre, or Surgical at this point. Okay, I'm going to get Swamp, and I'm going to cycle Troll of Khazad Dum. I can still Entomb Reanimate on my turn, and this locks up my next land drop. Grab Underground Sea. I'm going to give myself a chance to draw... No, are they going to have Surgical? I could try to draw Force of Will before I Entomb, or I could Entomb in the upkeep to make sure I don't accidentally draw the Archon. I'm going to draw. Wasteland, alright. That's none of the above. Entomb, I just have to hope they don't have Surgical or Macabre here. And we've seen Leyline in the deck. How much Graveyard Hate are you packing? Okay. Weirdly, I think that if I had not seen this Leyline exiled off the opening Devourer of Destiny, I don't think I would have gone for it there. I think I would have gone onto a Wasteland plan and tried to screw them and dig out another way. Because if I hadn't seen their deck tell me something different already, I would assume that they have Macabres in their list. This is 5 mana. I think this Wasteland should get it done. Oh, Thoughtseize, what's up? I'm going to Thoughtseize before combat, just to make sure they're hellbent after combat. If this is like Devourer plus land, I want to take the Devourer first. All right, Devourer is out. Now they're going to lose their other card. Force of Will. Well, that affects what I'm going to Wasteland. Ponder found another Wasteland and another Force of Will. Let's go. I think there are 0 draws left in the deck at this point. They're dead on board and have no cards, and I have Force in my hand. Cool. All right. Wiggled through that one. Now we know there are ley lines. I already have my Brazen Borrowers, Barrogoyfs in. Murktide's really bad against Leyline. Leyline's really bad for me. Like, all of these things, all of these cards are bad against Leyline. 16 cards that are bad against Leyline. Orcish Bowmaster is really bad against their deck, though. JVP doesn't even... Its Planeswalker mode isn't that good. I can still... Or, sorry, 18 cards. I can still reanimate and animate dead out of their graveyard if I can get stuff into it. I really don't think Orcish Bowmaster is my solution. I don't have 4 colors to engineer explosives with. Yeah, what if I go animate dead, Murktide Regent, get a Jace Vryn's Prodigy, and What else would I want here? EE can clear Chalice. I'm on the draw where that's harder to do. I don't think Bowmaster is going to kill them. All their creatures are just bigger than this, and their deck doesn't draw cards. Okay. I'm going to get back a little off the graveyard, give myself a little more selection and interaction. Well, this hand is trash. Even if they didn't have Leyline, I'm going to mulligan. They kept 7. Okay, I'll keep this one and bottom. Do I bottom the Reanimate, assuming they're going to have it? I'm going to bottom Basic Island and hope they don't. Leyline of the Void. You got me. And Devour of Destiny. The full pre-game 2 actions spread. Okay. Knowing what I know now, I'm still not sure that bottoming the island was wrong, because I can consign a creature they cast, reanimate it, and begin the beats. Brazen Borrower's in my deck somewhere. Okay, they exiled a Chalice on that Wasteland. Okay. That Basic Island just keeps looking better. Ooh, my own Wasteland. We can start to make a game around this. 2 Wastelands, you psycho. Okay, I'll just go to my turn, I guess. Thoughtseize. That's interesting. What you working with? K Command, Mycospawn, Devourer. Mycospawn can't quite happen yet. It's still a card I'm very worried about. Devourer is the one that kills them the fastest if I just cast Reanimate right now before K Command or Koz's command can hit the graveyard, because that's going to be a problem for the rest of the game after this moment. Okay, I'm going to take Devourer and just start the beatdowns. Basic Swamp. Reanimate this 6/6. Okay, race is on. And they're not in a great position to wasteland me either, which gives me some power here. Come on, blue source. Okay, that's a blue source. It plays. Kinda. Alright, I'm just going to go to combat. If they Kozilek's command to make blockers and draw cards, I'll interact with that. Just going to wasteland your ass. Making 1 spawn and scrying X drawing a card. I'm actually just going to counter this. I want you to have no selection. I want you to do nothing. I don't want you a single creature for this Gaia's Cradle. Uh-oh, mana's being spent. What do we got? Chalice of the Void right on time? Love it. Love to see it. And it does lock the Brainstorm out of my hand. That's okay. I can play Barrow-Goyf this turn. A mighty 3/4 Barrow-Goyf. I'm just going to jam the Goyf and attack. They didn't even play out the Gaia's Cradle, which is interesting, because, like, land drops are such a precious resource. Are you worried about me wastelanding a land that taps for 0? I think the Cradle probably should be in play just for the upside. Though I'm feeling pretty good right now. Wow, okay. Cavern of Souls concede. Kept them off balance just enough to get it done. The idiots made it happen. Sometimes just reanimating the biggest dope you can gets it done. GG's, on to the next one.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round number 3 with a hand that is great against everything except Wasteland. Very close to the nut draw here. Opponent went to 6. I could Thoughtseize them, see what they got cooking. I think I want to do that. This is the weakest play against Wasteland, but it's the strongest play against lots of other stuff. Oh, it's Eldrazi again, and they do have a Wasteland. Life is pain. Okay, how do I deal with this? I guess I'll take the Kozilek's command. Disappointing. Oh, if I daze their Once Upon a Time, like if they play Once Upon a Time before they do anything else. Got them. All right. Protect, protect, protect. Okay, so that play is kind of aggressive, but as you saw, I did not have another land to play the game with. Now I do. Undercity Sewers, ka-ching. Brainstorm into the graveyard. Spinning everything that's not a land. There's the Wasteland. Do you use it or do you need mana here? Lotus Petal. Oh god, we're just straight into Sowing Mycospawn. Have I mentioned how much I love Sowing Mycospawn? This card is great. Okay. Hopefully they tutor a mana land because they need it and not a wasteland. Okay. Yeah, just the screw job is in. They're going to beat me with a single 3/3. That's fine. I was not up to anything good. Okay, Underground Sea. Have to play it. Brainstorm for the land or just Entomb and hope to send it. I'm going to Brainstorm for the land if they waste me. If they draw a spell they'd like to cast, then wasting me becomes maybe not a great deal. Ay, caramba. All right, well, I will Entomb in response and just hope I draw a land this turn. That's the play. Dump Archon. And now I need 2 mana in play before my opponent kills me. Mace of Ith. Land off the top! Kinda. I'm not dead yet. Okay. We're just still in the same position here. I would force check them with an Entomb in real life there, or chalice check them. Okay. Land off the top. Land off the top. Land off the top. I'm gonna lose. Eldrazi Temple. Alright, they're getting their mana back in. 1 card in hand. I'm still here, though. Land off the top. Land off the top. Land off the top. Still gonna lose. More 1-drops. If their hand is Kozilek's Command, I've already lost. Okay, well. Last chance, team. Okay, passing the turn. This is all we get. Last chance. Don't wasteland me. Don't have Kozilek's Command. Please have a hand that's just like a bunch of 7-drops. And then concede. Down to 3. Do you have a relevant card in your hand? Moment of Truth. Animate Dead. Oh my goodness. Opponent is F6'd. They do actually have a handful of 4-drops and they're dead! Reanimator will not be stopped. I still hate sowing Mycospawn. Okay, Consigned to Memory comes in. Barrogoyf, Dismember. We've seen this recently. Fatal Push. Okay, I don't know if all Eldrazi deck are just on Leyline at this point, or what's going on there. I think I'm gonna sideboard like they are on Leyline, because that's the worst possible outcome, and if they're on something less punishing, then I'll just be pleasantly surprised. And this is what that looks like this time. Off Murktide, that just doesn't work if I don't have a graveyard. Animate Dead and Reanimate still work, as we showed last round against the same deck. This hand interacts and sees some cards and has half the combo. I'm going to keep it. And they had the double reveal special to start the game again. Off we go. Opponent did the rarely seen exile all 4 off Devourer of Destiny, and they're all mana sources, which makes me think that maybe my opponent kept a hand because it had Leyline Devourer, but doesn't have much of a plan otherwise. And found Eldrazi Temple, another mana source. I hope they didn't need that. Okay, I'm just going to cast Ponder. I think that's the best thing I have going on here for me. Risks a blue source, but finds another. Barrogoyf is 2 cards down here. That's a plan. Glaring Fleshraker. I can dismember that one. I really don't want to use Force of Will on stuff that I can just kill in kind of normal ways. Yeah, I'm just gonna pay an extra mana to kill that. Maybe Pondering's better, maybe it's not. I know my top card is something I want to keep. Blast Zone, Thought-Knot Seer. Okay, Thought-Knot Seer is the reason you save Force of Will on cards like Glaring Fleshraker when you have a removal spell. Okay, I can just shove the Barrogoyf here. If they have another soul land, they can remove it. But let's at least make them have it, I guess. Yep, okay. So they've taken 1 million from their lands, but they have the biggest idiot in play. Which, as we've discussed, is a good thing to have. Oh, well, there's a Thoughtseize that, if I had been more patient, might have, and a Wasteland, which might have protected my Barrogoyf. Alright. Willing to believe maybe I speed this one off. Okay, Entomb goes away, and Wasteland goes away. And I'm going to cycle this Troll, get another Underground Sea. Guess I'll Thoughtseize what's left of this hand. It's probably 2 lands at this point. Alright, Fleshraker, Wasteland. Just Wasteland over there. Okay, Barrogoyf's good here. Brazen Borrower buys me some time, I guess. Wouldn't call it good, though. I'm not going to Brainstorm because seeing the extra card and having the chance to shuffle when I'm under the gun like this is worth more than seeing more cards now, I think. JVP. Okay, 100 Fatal Pushes. I don't have any colorless spells that would pay me out for reanimating Glaring Fleshraker. Okay, I guess I'm just putting these cards away and playing JVP. I guess I'm already dead, right? They could Blast Zone, charge that up. I can't get through all these blanks fast enough, and no amount of spliced fatal pushes can finish off a 7-drop. All right, they found the line. I'm good. Okay, I'm on the play this time, where everything is better. I think this is still the plan, still the squad. I think that game I was supposed to use Brainstorm to try to protect rather than just hope they didn't have another mana source in their hand after exiling 4 from Devourer. And I did actually find 2 answers to the thing, so yeah, that one, if we're being honest and analytical, could have been better. Oh boy, this hand is bad against Leyline of the Void, but good against everything else. Do I think they're going to mull to Leyline of the Void? I think I have to mulligan this. With Archon, it's kind of already a 6. Ugh. Hate to let that go. This is basically the same hand, except it plays the game at least a little bit outside of. Yeah, this has the same high roll, but I can actually turn on Fatal Push. I have access to my Surveil land. I'm going to talk myself into this one. I'm going to bottom Underground Sea. They kept 7, and they don't have a Leyline. All right. Chalice is bad too. Okay, Chalice, pass. Well, team, here we go. Entomb, dump the Archon. Daze? Reanimate. Second Reanimate. Okay, Reanimate Archon. All right, they're just on the Nothing Burger special, hoping that I had boarded things out. Yeah, okay. And the Shame Concede. Yeah, this is the power of Reanimator. Like, they showed me the Leyline game 2. I'm on a partial juke for game 3, and I still have a nut draw. And if you're not ready for it, you lose. There's also something going on in the format right now where Eldrazi, my last 2 opponents, are extremely high play rate, but not extremely high win rate. But the decks that are winning because they're positive versus Eldrazi, and Reanimator's one of them. So even though Eldrazi is not the #1 deck, it is defining the metagame right now. And we just beat it twice, so good job, Reanimator. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the play for round 4, a no black hand. I love a Brainstorm though. I'm going to keep. This hand becomes very exciting if I unlock black mana. Oh good, 3 in a row. What a format we have. I will pass the turn. I'm not even like worried about the matchup because it's positive and we've beat it twice in a row now. I'm just bored of it. Don't you weirdos get tired of tapping Ancient Tomb? Don't you want to make a decision when you play Magic? What did you even sign up for? Okay, at least the build's a little different. We'll take it. All right, I am going to Brainstorm in the end step. I'm a powerful combo deck that can leverage this sort of play. Oh, all 4 Brainstorms, all 4 Brainstorms. Woo! They're all here. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. But I don't need 2 Entombs. That's what I don't need 2 of. All right, I'll put those back. Oh god, the lag. I don't even know what I've put back. I've clicked multiple things. Oh no. Okay, some number of cards are going to go back when MTGO catches up, and I don't know what they're going to be. Oh good, it was the Entombs. What a relief. I think I'm going to basic Swamp Thoughtseize here. I redraw Entomb. Basic Swamp Arena. What you working with? I don't have a Reanimate yet, so I'm not in a hurry to resolve this Entomb. Okay, we've got Kozilek's Command, a card that I can counter. We have Reality Smasher, Devourer of Destiny, cards that I cannot counter. I probably just take this Smasher, I guess. That is also a card I can reanimate if I need to. The other Monolith is in Ancient Tomb. I didn't know about that one. Okay, I'm going to Brainstorm here, and I can use Entomb to shuffle the Brainstorm. The best Brainstorm here includes Black Source and Reanimate. Oh, Animate's there. The black source is not. I gotta animate their Reality Smasher and get to work. That's deeply unsexy, though. It doesn't have to be sexy. It just has to win. All right, I'm gonna put back Animate Dead. And is Jace awesome? Hold on. What if I put back the 2 Animate Deads and then just draw Jace? This does incentivize them to play their Devourer of Destiny, but if they use Kozilek's command on this, I need that flushed out anyway. Oh, we're spending money. All right. Make 3 things. Scry X, draw a card. I don't want that to happen. I don't want you with options that cost you a Grim Monolith. If they want to flush out the Devourer of Destiny to exile Jace, that's fine. It's probably worth it. It's going to cost another 4 life and the Grim Monolith, though. Cool. Okay, that's gone. That means I can Entomb in this upkeep, get away this other Animate Dead, grab the Archon, and then draw a Swamp and win easily. Boo. Okay. I'm just going to pass. I can counter Kozilek's command, which is the card I'm worried about at this point, and I'm set up against most other situations. Fleshraker is not something I can interact with. They've got 1 card left in their hand. Well, the race is on. Trigger. Fleshraker and Cavern of Souls are gone. Barrogoyf is in. Their creature is bigger than mine, but they have to draw an answer right now. Cool. All right. Let's see. That sideboard played again. Haven't been talked out of this yet. Partial juke. Still got my monsters. Respecting Leyline of the Void as much as I can. Let's go. Their build might be different. Even if stock Eldrazi is on Leyline, as we've seen 2 rounds in a row, this is a Grim Monolith Reality Smasher, kind of bigger, more aggressive version. I don't know what they're going to do instead. I like my hand quite a bit. I can answer Chalice or Leyline. I can answer Eldrazi stuff. Got half my combo. We both kept 7, and now there's a pause. They're going to reveal something, whether it's Devourer or Leyline. TBD. A Devourer revealed. Is there an order to this? Can they still show me Leyline? No, okay. All right. Devourer, no Leyline. Exiled a K command. All right. Like to see those go. Eldrazi Temple pass. Is there open? Can I see a Reanimate right now? Hey. That's that card I wanted. Okay. I'm going to pass. I can Entomb Reanimate with Consign up. But if they are a Faerie Macabre or Surgical Extraction deck, then I'm not succeeding in that fight. My Thoughtseizes are all still in the deck. Okay, I'm going to counter this jerk. Right on the stack. I'll lay F6 through that very quickly. I'm just going to send it. Let's go. I'm a simple gamer. And it resolved. Cool. Can we stop now? Can we win this game and then have an opponent who's not on Eldrazi? They do still have a handful of cards. Like, this game is not over. But that was a big open. They'd have to come up with 3 mana this turn to Devour, which the deck is capable of. I just hope they don't have it. Cavern. They could also do something like cast 3 Glaring Fleshrakers and maybe erase me, just burn me out. The Eye of Ugin does enable some crazy mess. Sowing might go spawn. Is there a land that kills Archon of Cruelty? Maze of It slows it down, but only barely. They could phase it out, but that only matters on my turn. Ancient Tomb. So this is another 5 mana available. Thought Not Seer. My thoughts! They probably take the other Reanimate, because if I reanimate their Thought Not Seer, they lose their Devourer, which is their out to the situation. Yep, good call. Alright, I get to see a bunch of cards here. I need to get Devourer of Destiny out of their hand, basically, is what needs to happen. Okay, I'm going to start with an attack. This will kill Sowing Might Go Spawn and put them to 1 card in hand. And also not very much life. Wasteland's also good here. I'm looking at a lot of cards. Consign to Memory, that works too. GG. Alright, I'm going to Swamp Cycle this Troll just for the land drop. And I will pass. I don't know how I lose from here. Consign to Memory, target this. And then enjoy the 6/6 as I fly over your head. Okay, 3 Eldrazi in a row, 3-0. Let's do something different in this trophy round. Come on. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in the final round. Was that 5 plays? I forget what happened round 1, but I'm pretty sure it's on the play versus all the Eldrazi players. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. This is the slowest, most controlly hand yet. But if JVP is going to do Psychic Frog stuff, this is what the hand looks like when it happens. My opponent did not reveal Devourer of Destiny. Are we back? We're about to find out. Oh, come on. This is a burning, hateful outrage. Okay, they have Chalice of the Void, but they get play it until turn 2. They could play Herald on 1. I'll already have Jason play by the time they play their first Chalice. I'm going to take the Cozy's command. Opponent, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. Eldrazi Temple. Herald. Well, I'm no longer mad or disappointed. I'm just going to kick your ass. No offense, opponent. They did make a nice comment about the content I provide at the start of the top. It's not your fault. You're the 4th win in a row. If you watch this video, you'll understand. There's the waste. Do I care about Chalice of the Void? I mean, they just have another one. All right, whatever. I got a handful of 2-drops that win the game. Okay, Jace is just going to go full Psychic Frog mode here. Except that my opponent would not have been able to attack if this was actually Psychic Frog. Draw a card, then discard a card. How about Archon of Cruelty? How about Animate Dead? How about Wasteland after this is all over? Discarded the backup Chalice. Waste your Eldrazi Temple. Careful not to waste my own Wasteland through the lag, and we're out. Bring that sideboard plan back. Okay, same shit I've done for the last 150 games that I've played. Time is a blur. I am tired of these Eldrazi. I'm tired of being caught in the tangle of their lives. I'll keep another turn 2, send it, not draw. And I can brainstorm stuff away if they have Leyline. They do not have Leyline. Once upon a time, please reveal Leyline of the Void. Please reveal Leyline of the Void. That doesn't even work. I'm just losing my mind here. Wasteland. Grafdigger's Cage, okay. Opponents got moves, it seems. Oh, I also have a Wasteland. Okay. I could play my Underground Sea, see if they want to Wasteland me. Because I'd very much like to brainstorm and then shuffle away the cards with Entomb. But I can only do that with Underground Sea. Alright, whatever. I got a handful of lands. If they want to Wasteland me and play Eldrazi Control, that's the game I need to play now anyway. What I don't want is for them to follow up with a bunch of pressure and bury me. Yavimaya. Sandbagging that Eldrazi Temple. Do we have the Chalice of the Void follow-up? The full sweep? Yeah. Alright, well, I'll brainstorm in response. I found Force of Will. That's lucky. I'm going to put back this Animate Dead and Entomb above it. And then I'll force pitching Atraxa. Thanks, Atraxa. Thank you for your service. I think I want to Wasteland their green source. And if, again, inviting them to play Control Eldrazi if they want to Wasteland me, because now I have another one ready. I'm going to Entomb Archon this turn, just to shuffle my deck and get that out of the pool of draws. That Engineered Explosives I've been bringing in for Chalice actually huge against Grafdigger's Cage. We're at least getting a study in learning all the boops and bops decks are capable of, because we played against Leyline of the Void twice, and then a bigger version with Grim Monolith that didn't show me any graveyard hate at all outside of the Kozilek's commands that they all play, and then here's a Grafdigger's Cage. So we're getting the spread. End step, Entomb. Put that Archon where it belongs. Opponent is staying stingy on this Eldrazi Temple. And I'll waste your Cavern of Souls now. I'm doing it on their turn so Fatal Push is on, just in case they cast a Fleshraker or something this turn. I'm almost out of Wastelands in my deck, though. Definitely out in my hand. Alright, float a black. There's the Eldrazi Temple, finally revealed. Exposed. Time to rip the third Wasteland, the last Wasteland in the deck, right off the top. I'd be pretty happy with Consigned to Memory, Ponder, Brazen Borrower gives me a long-term plan. Okay, that gives me the Surveil land with a little extra selection. It can also fetch a Underground Sea to Fatal Push. Yep, Wastelanded multiple times and went down a land of their own, and still just have the mana here. They're going to get to take the card that I draw off Thought-Knot Seer, but at least there's not a Thought-Knot Seer in play. Alright, you get this Force of Will. Blanks. Jace. Animate Dead. Alright, that's not what I wanted. This Jace doesn't even work with Grafdigger's Cage. It still loots, but the Planeswalker mode sucks. Another Thought-Knot Seer takes a blank card again. Okay, they are out of lands. What's going on over there? Mycospawn, Battle Mage. Well, all of these take green mana, and I've wasted all your green sources. But I'll start taking Mycospawns because I'm terrified of that card. It's over. It's over. Right away. Yeah, that turns on the Battle Mage, even if I find a Barogoyf at this point. I'm in some trouble. And I play removal, though. Like, if I just draw Dismember, kill Thought-Knot, that draws me a card, and then we could be back in. I'm under pressure, but it's not, like, unbeatable pressure. If I find cards that work. And a lot of my cards don't work right now. Alright, okay, went for the Yavimaya rather than the Mana Denial. They know I'm still holding a land, I guess that makes sense. This just keeps their green online. I was busy narrating and forgot to fetch my Surveil land. This game certainly won't come down to one draw step. How important could that be? Blast Zone. Okay, so I'm dead right now. This draw step has to rule them all. Okay, what I should have done last turn, Undercity Sewer, show me a removal spell, Pluto Delta to the bin, big draws. Nope, alright. Soloed by Grafdigger's Cage, good stuff. Okay, I don't have any cards that I didn't bring in that would help against Grafdigger's Cage. Now we just have a game on the play. And Grafdigger's Cage basically works the same as Leyline, except it is easier to interact with. Except not being able to reach into their graveyard actually mattered a lot that game, so maybe that's not even entirely true. But it is easier to interact with. This is quite a hand. I am going to keep it. Highly interactive, half my combo. Maybe my whole combo if I Thoughtseize a powerful thing. I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize on turn 1. If they have a Leyline of the Void, somehow that might change, or if they reveal Devourer of Destiny, I might think about it. But I think I just want to Thoughtseize and know what's going on. Because Ancient Tomb decks have to keep their opening hands on the strength of something, because they don't have Ponder and Brainstorm to help them. And this is exactly the situation where Cage is a lot worse than Leyline. What I would hate to see in their hand is 2 Chalice of the Voids and an Ancient Tomb. I am going to collapse to that. They went to 6 and have a Devourer. I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize, though. The Devourer makes it a little uglier. Cavern of Souls, Wasteland, Lotus Petal, Once Upon a Time, Devourer. So they don't know what their hand does yet either. If I take Lotus Petal, it'll be really hard for them to cast Chalice of the Void on turn 1. If I take Mycospawn, they just don't do anything for a long time. Alright. I'm putting my hopes against Chalice of the Void. They did keep a card. Exiled an Ancient Tomb, so they're not looking for extra mana here. There's the Once Upon a Time. It's cool to look at just 25% of your deck before you take a game action. I found Eye of Ugin. Okay, is the one card I don't know about right now Chalice of the Void? That's the giant bee in my bonnet right now. Lotus Petal. Eye of Ugin. That doesn't cast Chalice of the Void. Got out of that one. Hey! Okay. I could Wasteland them. There's one unknown over there. Yeah, I'm just going to Wasteland. I recognize they have a Cavern of Souls, but they also recognize that, and they're sandbagging it to the point where it is already going to work. Okay, that's out of here, and I'm just going to leave up Underground Sea. I can, if they Wasteland me, I'll float blue, and then Brainstorm if they pass priority, and I can consign to memory a Chalice of the Void if they rip it here. Going for the Cavern. Yeah, I could go for a high velocity Brainstorm or go for stability. I think I want stability in this game. Though if I Brainstorm into Entomb, we are cooking. But if I Brainstorm into anything else, I'd rather just have more options. Draw for turn. Troll of Khazad Dum. That also works with Brainstorm. That also works with Reanimate. Okay. I'm just going to cycle and Reanimate Troll here. Put them under a clock. Can't Kozilek's Command from where we are. Devour is a long way away. I don't care about Thought-Knot Seer if they're dead in 3 hits. Underground Sea. I'm already exposed to Wasteland. Reanimate my Troll. It's in play. The race is on. If they have Battle Mage, that's pretty good. If I untap with this Consign, I'm going to feel unbeatable. Mycospawn. Okay, Mace of Ith actually plays here, if that's a card they have. may or may not be in the list. I don't know. They might just get Eldrazi Temple and try to ramp up to Devourer. I would prefer that plan. I have Ugin. Okay. Samesies. We're going to race then. Another consign. Okay, I'm going to brainstorm first. Entomb, Animate Dead. You don't say. Maybe I'll just do that. Put back Brainstorm and Polluted Delta. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Yeah, it's not actually hard for them to play Devourer. But if I get a burst of action right now... Okay, I think I'm going to put back Brainstorm, Polluted Delta. Oh, right, I don't have enough mana for this shit anyway. I have to wait a turn. This isn't Reanimate. Okay. I'm going to Consign plus Entomb this turn, and then Animate Dead with Consign up next turn. And that's our path out of here. Lotus Petal. That is the mysterious 7th mana they needed. Consign the trigger. And then Archon should close this down. They will be Hellbent. The card in their hand has to be some version of Very Macabre Surgical right now. Animate Dead. It's in. It's in. Opponent's at 1. I'm at 1,000,000. I think I actually should have left the basic island up, and that protects Consign from Wasteland. I think we're going to win anyway, but I think that is better. Discard another Wasteland from hand. Okay, opponent's at 1. They can't tap their Ancient Tomb. Should I reanimate one of their Myco spawns and just make sure they're so dead? What could they even do? All right. No, go ahead. If they can't dismember... All right, sweet. GG's. Well, that's a trophy with Reanimator. A trophy with an asterisk because we played against exclusively Eldrazi after a round when Jeskai control. But if we wanted a pretty reasonable set of data that Reanimator is good against Eldrazi, we just got it. If Eldrazi is in your local metagame and you like playing Ponder and Brainstorm and Force of Will, maybe consider Dimir Reanimator. Yeah, this deck's just really good. I don't know what else can be said about it after 10 months of talking about Dimir Reanimator in various shells. It is closer to inline than it's been since its original form, though Troll of Khazad Dum remains kind of the glue that holds all of this together, that bridges the Barragoyf plan or the Bowmaster plan or whatever into the Atraxa plan. Troll is just sitting here in the middle, making this deck work. The extra Thoughtseize is just extra interaction. I Thoughtseize a lot of Kozilek's commands in this league today. Jace Vryn's Prodigy, it happened once. Kept a hand on the strength of it. Thoughtseize Jace, tap Jace, discard Archon, game. That's a thing that happened. It's exciting that any Brainstorm from like a hand that doesn't do anything could come up with Entomb Reanimate. That's just 2 cards that can always roll off the top from a Brainstorm. That's a lot to like about this deck. I wish we played different decks so we could have showcased more, but you know what? I'm just going to say it. I don't like the Eldrazi deck. Nothing personal to those who enjoy that style of play, but I don't. And if I could spend an hour and a half just kicking Eldrazi into the dirt with a combo deck, I'm not going to regret that time spent. Tales of Adventure, thank you for sponsoring this channel moving forward, and this league specifically. Everybody, thanks for watching. Remember to use code BOSH at checkout at toamagic.com moving forward. And while you're spending money, check out my Patreon. I'll see you next time.